3, 2, 1, and we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody. I love this. I don't think I've seen this before. This is the first time you wear it.
No, it's not.
It's not. Wow.
It's my Christmas pom-pom.
Christmas pom-pom.
Yeah,
pom-pom.
I don't know if this is pom-pom.
Is that what it's called?
What is it called? It's like a... Anyway.
It's like a hairband.
Yeah.
Christmas one.
Mm.
We got John. Hey, what's up, Hill Scott. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to morning coffee with the tappers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well?
I slept very well.
We haven't even had a conversation yet, I believe. Have we?
Yeah.
Well, we talked a little.
We talked a little bit. Yeah. We basically just got up. So this is going to be... I only have 3 more night shifts, and then the season of being a night owl is over. It's no longer going to be good morning, guys. It's going to be like good late afternoon.
Or good evening,
Good evening, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah. We are gonna... This is going to be our last episode of Love Found for the season. The last live chat we do for the month of December. Because next week we are traveling. During this time we'll be in the air, I believe, or at an airport or somewhere. And then we're gonna focus and spend some time with family, with the holidays. It's because of this year.
I know.
Because of this year, it's been a little bit limited. How much you can see family, unfortunately. Yeah. So we're gonna take some time to do that, and we'll see when we are back, but we will keep you guys posted. So we're excited to do this with you guys, talking about marriage. We got... What's up, David? Welcome. What's up, Sigmar?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, we got some marriage things to talk about today. Cool stuff. And as always, you can always ask us questions. What you would like us to talk about. We are very open-minded, very flexible. That one time, for example, when we talked about sex, it was like we decided that like a few minutes before. Let's talk about it. With no preparation whatsoever. Pretty good coffee.
Yeah. I was about to say about the flexibility that it has something to do with the topic today. Different personalities.
Yeah, different personalities. What do you do,
We were thinking about, this has been something we've been talking about a whole week.
Exactly. Yeah, we've talked about this a lot, especially this can be, what we're going to talk about is, can be applied to marriage very much, but it can also be applied to relationships like friends or work environments. Definitely very applicable. Excuse me. So David, you're in your 2nd week of COVID isolation.
Yay! Soon it's over.
Soon it's over, but thanks for joining us here during your time of isolation. Hopefully we can just help with the community part. The church F word, flexibility. Is that so? Really? I did not know that was an F word for church.
What else it could be?
I would say you're a more flexible person than I am in many ways.
Yeah.
People get that sense from me because maybe socially I am super flexible.
You're super flexible, like you can talk just to anyone, and
I do.
And you don't like judge people at all. You're like so nice for everyone, and that caught my eye when I first saw you. I was like, oh, this guy, he's so like good. Like so good.
So good.
Yeah.
God saw that it was good.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, you're way more flexible when it comes to like planning.
I don't do planning. planning.
You do, but it means that's what the plan means. Two different things for you and me. Plan for you mean this is what we do until we come up with something better, which could be, a minute from now.
I'm sorry, baby. I have to do this.
That's okay. Oh, is it better? Chopping off my...
No, it's not better.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm so sorry.
Hi, Amber. Welcome. Gasps from the congregation. With word flexibility.
Are you guys flexible with either socially or like with your plans, or do you like to...
Do you like to stick with your plan? Like I make a plan and I stick with it. Sometimes to a T can be good and can sometimes be not so good.
I make a plan, and I think plans are just like guidelines until something else comes up. Like I do like this until it doesn't work out, and I'll do something else.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, this is the plan. I'm gonna stick to it, no matter what the weather's like, or how I'm feeling. And hi, y'all. Welcome. OCD, yeah, David, I'm a bit OCD actually with some things.
What is OCD?
OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. It's like you are obsessed about things and you have to do it, otherwise, the world will fall apart.
We talked about this last night.
Did we? I have no memory about this.
Not with OCD, but some other thing. You're not like that.
I'm not like that. Well, thank you.
You think it's fun to sometimes like say, yeah, I'm quite like this. But you're not. You're amazing.
I can actually explain it when we're going to talk about our strengths in a minute. But it's it's not that. It's actually because but yeah, it could be. if it gets unhealthy, it could become that.
Oh yeah, anything. Yeah.
But I think there are strengths. If we just take the planning aspects, there are strengths to your way of doing things, or strengths to my way of doing things. So
neither is good or bad.
Yeah, it really depends. So we're navigating when is what. And for me, it's been really good to sometimes be, oh well, then we just change it. Like Heta is very just go with the flow. Like, oh,
I don't get upset about plans changing. Like,
no, you get upset. I feel like, no, well, now everything is ruined. We're supposed to do this, but then I start thinking about new solutions because of her, and I'm like, oh well, maybe we do this instead, and it might be just as good, and sometimes even better. And then there's sometimes when this is the plan, and we're sticking to it, because it can be. If we don't stick with the plans, it can also be like it can be tempting to quit when things get hard.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. My personally has more tendency for that.
Yes, and for me, it could be like, oh, I continue with the plans even if it's like, dude, it's over. It's over. So you got. So it can be a bit stubborn.
I can bring my phone so you can follow.
No, that's okay.
You think it's okay?
Yeah, it looks... I thought the videos... Let us know if there's something wrong with the video. It looks like it's just on Facebook. I'm looking at the comments here, but it should be fine. Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah.
That's what, certain types of people would say.
Yeah, exactly. David says, I don't do impulsive anymore, got too old. Yeah, I think that's something that age also changes in people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not as impulsive as I used to be. Or I am, but in different ways.
Yeah.
I'm not up to anymore, like, if a friend would call me in the midnight, hey, let's do something.
Yeah, you will be like, yeah.
I was about to say no.
You said no?
No, I'm too tired.
Oh, yeah, okay, now you are.
Now I'm too tired in the midnight. But, like, let's say 5 years ago, I would have been like, my eyes would have lit like, yeah, because, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, I could stay up the night and be fine. Now I'm like, I slept only 7.5 hours, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, you are 25. And I
Mm.
remember when I got 23, then that's when, for me, I couldn't just stay up
Yeah.
as late anymore. It was a huge difference. I remember talking to a guy, yeah, that was exactly the age for me too. 23, then it was
Probably
over.
me too, yeah.
So, hi, Lindsay. So good to have you here. And hey, Jonas, if you're there too, somewhere in the background or right next to her. So Amber's commenting, I love the fireplace there. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's like so big. There we go. It's not. We don't have anything in it right now.
The coziest thing ever. I've been filming it a little bit in my Instagram when I have put the fire there. It's like so big.
It's so big. It's like that's the center of attention of this cottage because that's like the middle of it. So she's saying, I love the fireplace there. Please do a Christmas live with the fireplace going.
Oh,
back to topic, lol. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're actually going to leave from here on Tuesday. So we'll be back in Finland soon. We're going to be traveling for a few days. We'll have a couple of hotel nights in a close nearby town.
That's our anniversary celebration.
Yeah, we'll start because we just had our anniversary and then we're going to celebrate that a bit. And also, after having had a long, like, hardworking season, we take a little bit of time off. It's very important to have that, to recharge and investing also in our marriage, because it's very important that it doesn't all become about practical stuff. Kul att se er, Lindsay. Kul att se er. Okay. That means nice to see you. We're getting some Swedish comments. Oh, she's moving her around.
Yeah, I feel like it's...
If you hear some noise, then there's someone shoveling snow in the background. I think it's... I don't know if it's been snowing.
No, it can't be snow. Someone's shoveling rocks.
Rocks or something.
What the frick? Anyway.
Yeah.
The walls are super thin in this cottage.
Yes, but we're going to work with it. Okay, so today's topic. This is something we've already been talking about here.
Did we finish the Christmas travels?
Oh, let's finish it.
Yeah. So we will be traveling, spending some huddle nights.
Yeah.
Huddle. How did I pronounce it? Oh my gosh.
Huddle.
Huddle.
Hotel.
He
Hotel nights.
He makes so much fun of me when I'm talking.
But only because you like it.
Yeah. I do like it though.
You do? You say you like it.
But I like it. It makes me laugh.
I want to make sure I don't do it from the wrong heart. That's very important to me.
Yeah, but it's super funny.
But you like when I imitate you and I make songs about you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I pretend I'm irritated, but actually it's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we will be home.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we finished the Christmas travels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did we tell this is the season finale though?
Yeah, we told that already. Well, in the beginning. Yes.
But again.
Yeah, we'll do that. We can do that at the
end.
Whatever. We can do it now if you want to.
Sorry.
We can do it now.
Okay.
What do you want to say, babe? Nothing. Yeah, this is the season finale because we're going to be traveling and spending time with family in December. It's the last love time for December. My wife's gone. Coughing in the background. So yeah, today's topic, we've already been talking about it a little bit, is about strengths and how can you use that in marriage to... It's about like honoring each other's differences because when you get married, you are two different people. Like me and Heta, we have a lot in common, and we've talked a lot about that. Like we've shared so many common dreams, what we want out of life. So many things that we do together. Like we basically do like almost everything together.
We do everything together. We work together. We
do these lives together,
and we feel like our
cook together.
Yeah, like that are like Christian. Well, not just Christian. I believe life is a mission, not just like our life and the Christian mission, but like a life purpose and everything is tied very together. We feel like interested about the same direction. Yeah,
and it's important that you have those like foundational core values about life, what you want from life, and I understand that not everybody's gonna know every single detail. It's a process that's going on, but those are very important conversation, I think, to have during dating, like especially to figure those things out. But we are two different people. We have different personalities. We already talked about with the planning thing. We have different strengths. So, have you guys heard of it? What are you laughing about?
I'm just enjoying this
Okay.
live.
Okay. Good. I'm enjoying it too. I'm always like, what were we laughing about? If someone's laughing, I want to know what the reason is because I want to laugh too. So have you heard of something called Strength Finder? It's a personality test by Gallup, which is a genius. What they do is genius, in my opinion. Like any of you, please put down in the comments if you've done a personality test of some sort, or if you've done Strength Finder, please put that down. That would be awesome. Because there's so many strength tests, and some people are like, yes, they take every single strength test. They're all about them. Some people are like, nah, I don't want to be put in a box.
Personality test or strength test.
Oh, personality tests. Yeah, they don't like to take those because they feel like put in a box, and some people love them.
It's actually a certain personality types that like feel that's putting someone in a box.
Yeah, that's the combination for that.
That's like certain people think
Yeah, so but I've done many personality tests over the years because of church, and I went to ministry school. We did a lot of that, and with leadership, figuring things out.
Yeah, Strength Finder. Whoa.
Yes, I mean, you got the DISC, you got Myers-Briggs, and those are great tests. But my favorite one out of all of them is Strength Finder, and I did mine. I did mine in 2002. And I still have that, and I'm still using that, and it's still very, very much the important one. So Amber did Myers-Briggs and DISC.
Cool.
Yes, love those tests. I am ENFJ Myers-Briggs, and I am my high I, but they're all pretty high. Like ISD. I need to do it again. I can see I have all those 4 in different ways, but my I is the highest, and you're also an I, like a yellow.
Yeah, I'm 100% I and nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much. That is so funny. Because we made a joke about a friend of ours in ministry school. Yeah, she's like 100% I and nothing else. Oh, I married someone like that. But we loved her though, so it wasn't like a mean thing. Myers-Briggs, you are?
ENFP.
ENFP. What are you, Amber? Let us know. So if you haven't done Strength Finder, like, go do it. Seriously.
Do it. It's such good investment in your life. It's actually life-changing, and we're about to tell why.
Yeah, and especially if you start learning a bit more.
Yeah, not just like do it and read it and blah.
Yeah, because I mean, you did it later than I did, 2018. What was your initial? This is when we were dating. You did the test. What was your initial kind of reaction when you saw it?
What's initial?
Like the first.
Oh yeah.
You read it. We read the strengths. I think we were sitting in the car, and I think I was reading your strengths to you. Like you had done the test. So basically, let's real quick. You go on a computer and you take the test. It costs some money. I don't know how much it is. Not much. $15-20 maybe. And you get your top 5 strengths in a certain order, and like you will get your number 1, you'll get number 2, and number 3, 4, 5. And the order actually kind of matters a bit. And you can also pay more and unlock all 34. There's 34 ones, and you can see what your bottom ones are, which means that those are like not your strengths. And the whole concept is that you focus on
They are still your strengths, but they are least.
Yes. So those, their top strengths are the ones you want to focus on. Because we are taught today that, you need to focus on your weaknesses. You're bad at this, so you need to work more on being good at that. Whereas they found that the most effective thing is that you work on your strengths, because that's where you have the most potential to grow. You can only get your weaknesses up to a certain point. I remember they took this example of Tiger Woods. His strengths was the putt, and he was not good at getting the balls out of the sand. He was just not good at that. No matter how much he practiced, he could only get it to you couldn't get it so good. So he did that a little bit to get it okay, but he focused on his putt because that was his strength. So this is the same concept, and what's cool also is you will get your personal description of that strength. So if you get the strength communication, I might get a certain description of that strength, and you might get a bit different description of the strength. It's the same strength, but super personal, which I love. So yeah, your initial reaction, what was that? You're like, what are the strength? You got the strength.
Yeah. It was, I didn't understand much about it. Actually, I was a little bit like, oh, I thought this would be more exciting.
These are my strengths.
Yeah. It's like, okay. And I think because I was also kind of young, so I was like, not so. We hadn't got married yet, and we hadn't started our business yet. Of course.
Yeah.
Now that we are married and I've been working like with business, I'm like, oh my gosh, now this makes sense.
Right.
My approach for everything, and me bumping into you and bumping our heads together, that like makes sense why certain things drain me that give you excitement. It's not just that like it used to be just a big question mark until I started to understand, oh my gosh, I'm wired futuristic way and you are more wired to view things like how they used to be done.
And no, I'm not I'm not necessarily wired that way, but yes, the futuristic part. Let's talk about what your strengths are. You remember your strengths, what they were? Restorative. After that was it activator?
Maybe, I don't really remember.
Okay, so. I think I remember. Restorative, activator. You had positivity.
Yeah.
And wait, what was the fourth one?
Includer.
And then futuristic is number 5. And your number 5 strength is like your anchor strength. It's kind of how everything else functions out of. So restorative, that first number 1 is like your problem solver, see what is wrong, bunch of solutions. Okay, if someone has a problem, you can give them 10 different solutions, even when they see no solutions.
That's something like I never like why I love this that I did the test, because I understood that that's why I feel energized in situations where something is broken, or like I just see the thing and I'm like giving a bunch of ideas how to do it differently, and not everyone is okay with that, because for some people that's very draining because that's not their strength. They don't like that. Somehow it just made sense why it's natural for me and not for everyone, and why not everyone accept me as who I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Well, my throat. Or they don't understand, maybe.
Okay.
I'll drink from my this is for my honeymoon water bottle. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, it's a fact not everybody will like you, and that's like not I can't change that.
No, that's okay. And I think we don't understand. It's also a lot of that we don't necessarily understand everybody. So the point of this is also to be like, okay, I am this way, and this is how I think, but and you're your way, and this is how you think. Doesn't mean that everybody else thinks the same, and that's okay. Because there aren't any bad strengths. It's just like, who are you? Different. Are you more of a strategic type person? Are you more a go with the flow type person? Are you someone who loves problem solving, or do you hate that? Do you look to the future to get energized, or do you look to how things have always been to get energized? Like, there are so many different ways, and we don't have time to get into all of that, but we're right now going through a video series of learning. All these leaders are being interviewed about their strengths in the particular business we're doing. They're being interviewed about all these strengths, and this can be applied to whatever you do. So it's not just for what we're doing. At anything, marriage, friendships, and
ministry.
Work,
I think ministry and all leaders really should think about how to be aware what are their strengths and the people they work with.
Yeah, if you're leading someone, and that can be like
family,
can be family,
business,
your kids,
ministry,
business, whatever. Then definitely take this. Drink coffee to get energized. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
real quick. Amber was talking about the Myers-Briggs, which I love that test.
Yep.
The last one I did was E/INTP. I believe INTP was Bruce Lee might have been that way. Maybe it was ISTP. But he, okay, I'm real close to the center on all of them, but was exactly center on the first one. Interesting. So you're kind of a mix of introvert, extrovert. So then you're gonna be you're gonna get energized by being with people to an extent, but you also need to spend some time alone to recharge. I'm an E, but I'm kind of 60% E, so I have some introversion as well. Lindsay was saying, I think me, this is Jonas speaking, and Lindsay were very close in the test, like one letter apart. What were you guys?
Do you remember? That would be so interesting to hear.
Yes. Because I understand that now everybody maybe has done the Strength Finder test, but even though we highly recommend it.
And we're going back to it.
So how does this work in our relationship? Like you have futuristic as your top 5 strengths. I'll say my 5 real quick, and we can talk about it a little bit. My number 1 is achiever, and then on positivity. Excuse me, which is the strength that we have in common. It's positivity. So very drained by negativity. And I don't, complaining doesn't do good for me. And it's also like bringing a lot of enthusiasm and like a lot of energy to things. Developer is seeing the strengths in others. And I have woo, winning others over, which we talked about already, that I talk to everybody and I like to become friends with everybody. I want people to like me. It's basically what it is. And then my number 5 is learner, which is my anchor strength. So my number 5 is learner. Yours is futuristic. So how does that work for you? Like, because futuristic is very much part of who you are. Like, you look to the future.
Yeah, I would say I see the world through glasses, that I need to have a vision for future.
Yeah.
I don't know really how it works for me yet.
Yeah, we're still learning a lot about this, and I've been doing this a lot longer, of course.
Yeah, yeah. I would say I'm now like, I actually want to be honest. I say this has opened a completely new viewpoint for me to watch world, and what I'm right now trying to do. Like, life is kind of, if I would life is not easy, and it's not supposed to be, and especially when we start to live our destiny and our dreams, it gets really tough, because that's when we also get triggered by the wounds we have. Yes. And maybe other people don't like when we start taking steps out of like this is we're a bubble where we are all,
the
safety bubble, our family and friends and people who are around us, and they start seeing that we start to go away from that bubble, and that might be that we are maybe pursuing something that they somewhere deep down might want, but they maybe think they don't want, or they don't want, and that might be very scary and uncomfortable that we're going away. So they might even try to push you down.
Yeah, it could happen. Like, you might have friends and family members who support you, or that don't. Like, I don't know what situation you guys are in. So you're gonna have both of that. Like, we definitely have support in our life from friends and family, but then there are people.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's gonna be there that don't. Yeah, that maybe get triggered. Like, it's might try and I was just hearing from this friend that I know who's very, very successful now, but was struggling at some point a lot. And they got a lot of help from people when they were struggling. But once they got successful, those same people that helped them when they were struggling now got mad at them. So, so it's like when they weren't needed, maybe, in that sense. So,
back to my story, which I didn't finish yet.
Okay, yeah.
I was talking about when you start pursuing your dreams, or you start thinking about pursuing your dreams, it very quickly gets very painful, and that's nothing to be scared of. It's more like, oh yeah, the dog of doom bark at the doorstep of your destiny, and that's they will be just barking there. Yeah, that's
Isn't that strange? Amber says yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Isn't it very interesting?
Strange? Yeah. But I can see if I look back, I can see even myself like like that I've done that. Like if someone like tries to exit the friend group or something, like do something, I'm like, no, you don't want to move away from this town. No, you wouldn't leave us. That
exit the friend group, like they leave you as friends, or they just like move and do something else.
Good,
just to clarify.
Just to move and just do something else. But
they're not like saying bye. I don't want to be friends with you. It's not.
No,
like
but that's basically what happens when you move out of town because well, you can text, but it's never the same.
Okay, I understand if you have a tight local community and you move away, it's not going to be the same. I get that.
Yeah, and of course, nobody means bad by saying those things. Nah, don't go away. Why would you? But it's actually not very good for that person who, like, would rather need support.
They would need support because they maybe are going out on an adventure and doing something risky, pursuing their dreams. But
anyway,
if we're in our safe bubble, then it's going to feel triggering. And that looks different for everybody. And I think the point is also that if you're doing something, like there's so many ways of doing things. I think we can, a lot of times, and I know I've fallen into this trap, is well, no matter what it is what we're doing, we're comparing ourselves to other people. And like, well, this person is so this and this and that, and I'm just not like that, I wish I was just more like this, then I would be good at whatever it is I'm doing. And you're kind of like putting down yourself. But instead, what is really helpful is when you find out your own strengths and you can operate from those strengths and be the best version of you. And that's what all that is needed for, for the people that you're going to impact and help. There are around you. It's like, do you just show up and be the best you, not trying to be someone else that you're not? Like for you, if
like I could tell like how, for example, like now that we've been building business, how I've felt has been very difficult because I'm not strategic, I'm not analytical, I'm not like good with numbers or making plans and sticking with those, achieving things. I just don't like it. Like this. And then I look at these people who traditionally, or I just happen to know, who have like done business and they are so good at those things. Well, do I have any chance? I guess I just need, no, and well, what it means? Well, I guess I just need to become better at those things.
It's good.
But actually, now that we've been studying it and watching like some professional coaches talking about this topic has been so relieving because I've started to understand that there is actually people with like different strengths who have done it and their business looks very different. Yes. And they actually love their business because they are doing it from who they are. I'd never love my business if I would build it by being someone else who I am. And people would see through that. And who would want to like follow someone who is like kinda putting a mask on? And that's been very difficult for me. Like, showing up as who you are is one of the most difficult things because we have certain expectations often. Well, pastors should look like this. Pastors' wives, as your wife, I should look like this. Yeah. I don't know if I can, like.
And I think the reason for that, because I don't mean to cut you off, but like is, and by the way, when we say the word business, just take that word. That's because that's just what we're in the midst of right now, what we're doing. But take that and apply it to ministry or music or
studying,
whatever job you're doing, and it just apply because it applies to everything. It just happens to be what we're doing. So we're sharing about that without getting into specifics. But I think what a lot of people might be doing is like we have this is who I am, and then we project a certain image of maybe who we think we should be or who we want to be. And we see it a lot in social media. People put out a certain image in social media. And even in other circumstances too. And because if that person gets rejected, it won't hurt as much because this is really who we are. And I'm not going to show who I really am to anybody. But if I show who I really am, then there's the risk with that, we feel, because then I'll be rejected for who I am. But if we really know that, like, well, I'm accepted by God, and in marriage, like I know that as long as I have my wife's support, that is all that matters. As long as I know I'm doing what's right in God's eyes, that's all that matters. Even if someone would reject me, that's okay. Yeah.
Why has strength, like figuring out our strengths, why has that been, how has that been helping you to be married with me?
Well,
what changed?
Yeah.
Like, because we did the strength finder before we were married, but then we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And we've never talked about it until, like, now. We've started recently to, like, realize, like, oh, that's why you were like this.
Yeah, recently started, I guess, reignited now that, you know, we have someone who's mentoring us and just said, like, what are your strengths? And we told her that, and she just wrote them down. Okay. So, she wanted to know because, so she can help us in the way that we would work the best for us. And she did right away used that. And I was like, wow, this is genius. That makes me feel so seen and known. And for us, going back to the futuristic strength, we talked about it's how, I wanted to ask you, first of all, when you, how does that do it if you don't see the future and if you don't, like, are dreaming enough about the future? Like, how does that impact your life?
If I don't see future with something I'm doing currently, because I'm a very futuristic person, that's my strength. But if it turns against me, like I don't see future with something, I get very, very extremely hopeless and depressed. Like, I can't do something without, like if I just even do something fun, but I love fun. Yeah. But if it doesn't have any future, like, I start to get very dark very soon. Like, I just don't want to get up from bed because this day doesn't matter because I'm just waiting time pass and, like.
So when you say future, does it mean, like, if you don't see, like, the purpose of, like, what we're doing now is we're heading towards something in 5-10 years? Is that how it works for you?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like, you need to have a strong vision in your head.
Yeah.
Of what it looks like. Like, I think, isn't that true?
It's true.
Because I don't need that. If I feel like I'm, okay, I don't know what the future looks like, but I know that what I'm doing today is, like, gonna bring me to where I need to be. Like, I don't need to know what that future looks like. I can just focus on what I'm doing today, and that's enough for me. But for Heta, that is not enough. Which is really good because I was praying about this when I was praying for a wife, that someone that would be more, like, visionary, future minded. We can call it, like, you're more of a visionary between the two of us, and I'm more kind of like, okay, let's work this out practically, kind of in the today.
I can give you samples.
Yeah, please do.
Like, futuristic and.
Do we have anybody other?
Is anyone like feeling like, oh, that resonates with my heart? That's why I'm feeling hopeless, or I've been there, or like,
are you like a dreamer who needs to have a clear picture in your head of the future?
Not clear.
Not clear.
Necessarily.
Oh, it doesn't need to be clear, but like a lot of different, like, that you're kind of always in that space. 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
I can explain how I function from that.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments.
I am like, oh, I want to have a web store one day and it will look like this, and then I could also write a book about this, and I could be a writer, couldn't I? And you're like, yes,
absolutely.
I could. Yeah, I could. Okay, then I throw that away, and this I could do, and I see us living in this kind of a house, and won't you see us living in that house? Yes. It's not like that I'm planning to do those, but I'm just, like, kind of wanting to have certain, like, goals, dreams, some things there that are exciting and, like, good stuff happening. If it's like, oh, our bank account is empty, job, we might not have job coming, and what else could be? Oh, I don't see, like, all the borders are closed. No traveling for the next 5 years. I'm starting to get very, where are we living then? Well, just, you know.
Day at a time. Doesn't work
day at a time. I'm, like, so depressed. That makes me so, because I'm, like, for me, things can be said in a few ways. Like, like, let's do this and wait that the borders will be open.
That would work for you.
That would work for me, because then we will this and that. But if it's like borders are closed,
that's good.
We shall see or like let's live day at a time, but there's no promise of the future, I get like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. So, that was very
That's
cool.
how the futuristic
Yeah, but it's very cool how
strength
you
works for me.
That's very cool how you said that. So, very cool. And then I need to be aware of that Heta needs to talk about the future. And even if I might feel like this doesn't do much for me, I know that this is very important for her well-being. You know, so I'm a dreamer. I love dreaming, but I'm not wired the same way in this area.
You've told me even sometimes that too much like
might drain me. So
drains you to talk about this.
What could be
our future house have this kind of a sink? Yeah. It's like like
it's too abstract.
We don't even know where we're going to live then, and I'm planning the sink of the house.
I mean, I've loved those conversations, but it gets too abstract, and if like it's just something you have to navigate, like to make sure that that you feel heard and all that. And I think the more we just accept each other and like are wanting to hear about each other, like things that matter to each other, more we're just like open to talk about these things. You know, for me, like I'm an achiever. That's number one for me. So
that has been a bit difficult for me time to time.
Why? First of all, achiever is like you can work super hard. Like you can focus for like many hours in a row. You don't get tired on a certain task. And you also want to have achievable goals. Like me having a checklist of 5-10 things and check. I do those things and I feel amazing at the end of the day. I feel like, and I always feel like I need to achieve something every day, no matter what it is. What is that difficult for you?
Because you actually need to achieve those things or you don't feel good. And I some
tough to live with. Tough to live
with. No, wonderful to live with.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I can be that. I wake up someday, I have this list, and I enjoy it putting on a fridge, and I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow, and I feel great.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm changing all my plans and watching.
Do it for the future.
TV today.
Yeah.
If that's something I can do without a stress, of course. If it's something that will like clash because I didn't do it today. But if it's like that, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And I just get to go on a couch and watch TV the whole day because I'm so tired and I need to do that for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, would you want to join me? Well, you don't want to join me. Doing that, you are like, yeah, but I first need to read these 100 words of Chinese.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bummed, and it was hard to understand, but now I kind of get it. And I've learned that you're very quick at reading your Chinese words, so I eventually get you.
Yeah, no. For me, it can be. I can't. If I set too many things and I can't achieve them, that I become frustrated. So I have to set appropriate goals and all that.
And maybe it has been hard for you to look at me living differently, has it? Like, that I'm not really going after it.
Yeah, and I'm like, sometimes thinking like, don't you feel like purposeless if you're not achieving anything? Isn't that, because even for me, like, let's rest and watch movies all day or just chill all day. Like, that is, for me, then I've decided to do that deliberately, and that is that's my achievement for today, the resting, which can also be an achievement, but it's an achievement.
Which actually answers the comment.
Okay, can achieving include a list of doing mindfulness, meditating, and resting, like Nanette was saying? Yes, absolutely.
But he needs to write it down so he can write check on it.
Yeah, it's just it needs to be, for me, it needs to be deliberate. If it's like just something we did because we avoided everything, then I didn't feel as good. But we've already, it's like today, off day, planned. That's great because I do need. I need rest. Everybody needs rest. So, and I also have the strength learner, so I always need to be learning something, which is why I'm learning 2 new languages and learning all about the Strengths Finder and all these other things.
I like learning in theory.
In theory,
like it would be cool to have all these talents, but I'm also Strength Finder helped me to really let go.
Yeah.
Of certainly, I just don't get the kick from certain things. Like I'm right, but it doesn't mean that I won't learn anything new. It means I do it differently. I am watching the Smurfs, like this
Genius.
TV show.
Genius.
It's Swedish.
That's how she's learning it.
While I peel potatoes.
Yeah, that's super smart. Super smart.
That's how I learn it. I hear it, I start to like catch, but because I already have some foundation. So
yeah, that's very smart, and you can be very go with the flow with that. For me, if it's not like tangible achievement, it's a little bit hard for me to motivate myself to do certain things. So I have to do a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Jonas is saying Netflix can be a big task to climb. Well, exactly. But I might feel like, oh yeah, we watched 2 episodes of this TV show. Achievement. I know. If I feel like that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like wasting time. How many days in a row can achieving be defined as spontaneous? It's from Nanette here. How many, that's an interesting question. What does that mean? How many days in a row can achieving be defined as spontaneous? Do you understand that question? Oh, okay. For me, it's not spontaneous.
No.
At all, and sometimes I just need to chill, and it's, but with the achievement thing, it doesn't mean that I constantly for 8 hours every single day need to achieve. It can literally be like, okay, I got these few things, I'm just gonna freaking do it now, and then I boom out of the way, and then I'm done. I can rest for the rest of the day, but I can't watch the TV show first if I know I have these things still left to do. I want to finish off the list first.
Yeah.
That's where we're different.
Yeah. I'm like, but can't we watch one episode of Friends before we start working? That would be so fun.
Yeah. And there's nothing necessarily wrong there. So yeah.
That's your achiever learner strand.
Yes. So and we actually. So we haven't unlocked. That's going to be very interesting. Now we've only focused on our top 5 strengths. You can unlock, so you have all the 34 in order, which you can do whenever you want after you take the test. So we'll do that at some point. That will be very interesting to also see what our bottom ones are, because if you are, like, let's say you have the strength context in your bottom, then you are not going to be very energized by the past. I would almost guess that in your bottom.
I think that's because it drains me like crazy when
talking about the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always say like, "What, that was so in the past. Like that was so 1 month ago," and I might still be thinking, "But last time this happened, so that's what's going to happen again." Which there's a lot of truth to that. But Heta is like, "But I have changed so much, or you have changed like so much since then."
Yeah, I don't see necessarily like. If something happened in past, why would it happen again?
Because it's the best predictor of the future.
Yeah.
What has happened in the past.
And the funny thing is, it's actually true, and it's good to know it's good to know history for future.
Yeah.
But I love history, just so everyone knows.
That's interesting, because I've thought of that. Why do you like history so much if you're not so interested about talking about the past?
Because it's beautiful, like very interesting stories, and I'm fascinated by that. But I'm not necessarily like making decisions based on history.
Oh, you just find it fascinating to learn about, kind of.
Yeah. And if someone is being hauled, like, well, he did this, so he can't do this. Well, I'm not blind of that. I do remember what someone has done in past, and not everyone deserves like full trust.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. To
do something, but I see every day like a new fresh start.
That's very beautiful.
There is I trust that. Like, I'm always willing to fight for everyone, like, for next day. Like, I trust in you. I seriously believe you can change today, even they have many failures.
That's very, very good with you. This is most likely the reason, or part of the reason why you're so, like, you don't hold on to like grudges. Like if I've done something or I'm like, if you like, I forgive you. Like that is it. Like you have moved on already. Like you don't go back to like, well, you did this 2 months ago and hold that against me. Like you don't do that. You know, if there can be, of course, stuff that can happen to everybody if you haven't like worked through something and it's still there. But once like, yeah, you just like you said, you see a new day, fresh start, you know, a new chance, everything, which is very, very, very refreshing. So it's like, yeah, it's an amazing strength that you have that you don't, yeah, you didn't hold those things against me. I can say as a husband. So from Nan here, the past can be the best prediction of future, but only when the circumstances are nearly the same. Good point. If the surrounding circumstances are different, if things have changed, the past behaviors cannot be relied upon.
Yeah, and that's very.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
Very good, and actually, this is not so much about the topic, but just came to my mind that, like, some people after they get a breakthrough and they born again, or even they've been Christians and then they just change.
Yeah,
it can be very painful to see and follow how not everyone will trust or see your change. I've experienced that.
Yeah, you have.
Like people treat me as who I was.
Yes.
And it's very like they refer constantly to my past. But yeah, and when you were then, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that hurts so bad. Like
I'm not that person
anymore.
that
person anymore. Yeah. Like I just don't recognize myself when you're talking. Yeah. I should maybe say that even more like, you know, I don't recognize that person you're talking about. I'm not just because not, and it's like not everyone sees that.
That's a good way of saying it. Yeah, I think it's very hard for me to recognize myself in the person you're talking about.
Yeah,
but it's but then we it's at the same time it's kind of understandable that people, because that's maybe the last memory they have of you. You know,
it's also true
in a way, but it's like this is a good point. It's just like giving people the benefit of the doubt. You know, that people can actually change. You know, it could be like people don't believe that you've changed if they haven't changed, because then they could maybe kind of believe that people are always the same.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess I am wired in a way that I'm very fast moving forward.
Very fast.
Can't you see that? So yesterday, I'm a different person now.
Yeah. I mean, it's you definitely like. If you just think about like the past few years, it's been very much fast moving, like in the best ways possible.
Yeah.
Breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, and just change.
Yeah. Why we're talking about this is because when we met, I was actually very broken. Like.
You think so?
Yeah. Or like when we met, I was very like. Well, I had a huge breakthrough, but I was still like a different person who I am now.
Yeah. But you were definitely like a completely different person when we met, but then you had been like 4 months before or something. And then even like from when you met to like a few months later, completely different person, and then to when we were engaged, married.
I don't say that everybody needs to move like fast forward constantly in their life, like somehow. But the growth.
You like it.
I like it. It fits me, and for me, the growth has been very necessary because I want to be very much like full of God's wisdom and live the best and do as much as possible, because I feel like, oh gosh, how I lived, I want to like take back all the time I've wasted in the world, and instead like work for Christ and grow as God's daughter.
Is there a price to pay for moving fast? You know, because that can be very intense and like constantly growing. Is there a price to pay for that? It's difficult.
Yeah, it hurts a lot because it's like you're pulling out nails or something, bullets out of yourself.
Okay.
But
makes sense.
But it's very raw and hurts a lot, and I think that's one of the reasons why before, for example, I even felt those things or saw certain wounds. It was that after we got married, certain things started to come up, and I think because I could not have done that alone, because you've been carrying me so much in our marriage. Like I've been so like without like strength sometimes, and then you've carried me. Of course, Jesus carries us, but I mean there is something in the marriage that most of the people experience the same thing, that after they've got married, certain things they didn't know they were carrying start to come up, because marriage is a safe space for that.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's happened to both of us. So yeah, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, but I would also say, like, if I think about, like, it's painful and raw to, like, pull those bullets out if you want to move fast forward and, like, grow as a person. Reason for why I want to grow quick as a person is because I want to become, like, a strong leader and do great things in God's kingdom and spread His light. And why I want that is because I really want to follow His word in Bible. I think that's just so exciting. And I want to live like truly passionate life.
You're getting so many hearts right now.
Yeah, that's lovely. I can see them. Thank you. And I want to like do what He says in His word. And I can't do it if I'm limping, because I want to run and I'm limping. So I'm trying to like build my muscles so I could run faster and do more. If this sounds exhausting, it's not, because God gives us so much. Like
But some days it is, so you're just like, so you get tired. But
I'm not getting tired because I live for Him. I'm getting tired because of my own BS.
That's fighting yourself. That makes sense. Good word.
And I just want to say one thing more, and it's like I can either grow slower or grow faster. But if I grow slower, it means I have to limp longer. And which is more painful, limp longer, or just rip the things off and like scream out of pain, but then be free?
Yeah, it sounds like what you're talking about is like you either can kind of live with constant chronic pain, or you can have like more like intense pain, shorter, but then live free from that. It's like you're pulling out this knife that's in you.
Or going for gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Hurts.
Boom, awful, from Amber. Thanks. Thanks, Amber. Okay, well, we are
wrapping up.
Wrapping up there. Okay, so some really cool stuff there. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is going to be put on YouTube afterwards. It's 24 hours afterwards we put these out on YouTube. I'll put the link to the Strength Finder test if you want to take that. If you guys are interested, put that in the comments. It's Gallup's Strength Finder.
Yeah, in YouTube.
So you can check that out. They're a very renowned organization, Gallup. So this is the last live for December. This is the season finale. What a way to go out with Heta's passion. I love that.
And leave us comments in YouTube if you have like in mind some questions or topics you would like us to have a coffee time conversations.
Yes.
In future.
Yes, absolutely. Do that. So we will keep you posted about when we're back. We're going to focus some time on family for the month of December, like we said at the start, but for those of you who joined later. So we'll be spending a lot of time with family and getting some good rest time and enjoying Christmas and all that. So we will keep you guys posted when we're back. And follow us on social media. You'll get to see some, we're going to be traveling next week, so you'll see. We'll be posting stories and pictures and whatnot. So
your Instagram is Christian Tupper.
Yeah, is it Christian _Tupper or I can't remember. Oops, I should know this.
I think it's underline.
Christian _Tupper. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, my Instagram is Tapper Oils at the same time my business account, but it's like my personal same time too.
Yeah, so check that out. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Enjoy the holidays, you too. Bless you, Chad. Love YouTube, internet, so good. We love you guys and have the most blessed Christmas, rest of this December and
New Year.
Yeah, New Year. Stay in touch.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Love you. Bye.